The program that you're doing with the Philharmonic this week is all Handel, the Concerto Grosso, the Alexander's Feast, the Concerto a Due Cori No. 3, some arias with Christina Schaeffer, and the music for the Royal Fireworks. Why this program for the New York Philharmonic?
Well, Handel, this is a big year musically for anniversaries. There's 4 of them. 5, I think, if you count Rager, but I don't. Mendelssohn was born on February the 2nd, 1809. February the 3rd, sorry, just a week before Abraham Lincoln and Charles Darwin, the same year. Handel died on April the 14th, 1759, so that's 250 years ago next month. Haydn died on May the 31st, 1809, so that's 200 years ago. And Henry Purcell, the English composer, was probably born in the fall of 1659. That's 350 years ago. So 2 births and 2 passings this year. So those of us in the vaguely in the early music business are doing very well, thank you. And Handel is coming up. Handel is the nearest one coming up in April. So the good people at the Philharmonic decided that this would be their Handel commemoration. Now, commemorating someone's death could be a bit of a party pooper, especially for the person who had to experience it. Right. And so we didn't want to do a gloom and doom Handel evening. So we're making it a commemoration. And the other thing you have to do is to remember that Avery Fisher Hall is quite big. The New York Philharmonic has a lot of people in it. So you don't want to be doing terribly tiny, soft little pieces. So you want to look for the big ones. And you can either do a great big oratorio, which is fine, but they last a long time. Or you can do a potpourri of pieces. And the Concerti a Due Cori, concertos for 2 orchestras, are pieces which don't get played very much. The Philharmonic hasn't played them, I think, for 30 years. There's several of them. And it was actually a request from the horn players of the orchestra to do this. These are stratospherically high horn parts, and very, very difficult. And there's 4 of them. There's a string group in the middle, and then there's one orchestra on this side and 1 orchestra on this side. So I have to conduct them. If any of you remember British films, there's a comedian called Marty Feldman whose eyes used to go like this. So I have to look like this to see them both at once. He was in The Young Frankenstein, I think. Or there's a bit where I have a sort of tennis match, and they go dum dum da dum doom boom ba-dum. So I look from side to side over, and I'm essentially the net. It's a terrific piece, and this was actually written as intermission music for the oratorio Judas Maccabeus. And intermissions in those days were filled with music. So it's muzak, if you like. And it's a terrific piece, and it's big, it's loud, it's festive, and it's fun.